Hello there, metalheads, and welcome to the Metal Verbalizer podcast. My name is Erik, and today we're gonna verbalize an awesome band called Clockwork Wolf and Company. I believe it started by the YouTube personality Rob Chapman, and the band is based in Malta and is rocking out to some bluesy, rocking Americana style music, which is such an amazing combo. It's really worked together, those three components, because it just gets it vibing so good. And I know that I said that it was started by the YouTube personality Rob Chapman, but the thing with Rob is that, in my opinion, he is a musician that decided to make YouTube videos, and not a YouTuber that decided to make music. That's a big difference right there. So you really get high quality with this one. As I said, it's a really cool sound that I think that more bands should explore. But yeah, let's talk about the releases that they have done, because that's the good stuff, right? Isn't it? They started in 2018 with a 5-track EP, which was called In the Sunshine, and they had the most amazing tracks, like the title track, In the Sunshine. It got some slide guitar, it got some Americana, just as we talked about, and just some great, fantastic dynamics. Because you got the high parts and just rocking out, but then you got this a little bit slower parts, which are creating this tension in the song, and just gives the chorus and all of that even more impact, which just works so great. But yeah, the EP hasn't just got one track, right? It got way more tracks, like Old for New and Flash Food, which are fantastic tracks. And a fun fact on this release was that they featured an old friend of Rob's, which is named Lee Anderton, which owns the music shop Andertons back in Guildfordshire in England. And those also have some videos on YouTube where they review different kinds of gear and all of that kind of stuff. Awesome stuff. But Lee Anderton is featured on a track called Part of the Plan, where he plays one of the solos. But yeah, after this rocking release, we have to wait all the way until 2021, which is a very long wait, from 2018 to 2021, 3 years, Jesus Christ. But guys, or everybody, it was worth it. Jesus Christ, it was worth it. Because in 2021, we did get a 3-track EP, which started by releasing 3 new singles, called Live Your Fate, and One Thing I Feared, and A Long Way to Fall. Those were released as singles, but they were put on an EP together with another track. Yeah, right, it's a 4-track EP, because it was put together with a track called Turn Off the Sun. And this EP does not play around. This is some really good stuff there. It's rocking, it's bluesy, and once again, it has those sprinkles of Americana with some choirs in the background and all that amazing stuff. And holy shit with this album. If I would take my favorites from this, it would be Live Your Fate and One Thing I Feared. Those 2 tracks are just rocking out. Me as a guitarist myself, just when I hear tracks like that, my foot starts tapping, my fingers start itching, and I just have to pick up a guitar and jam out for myself. That is what this music does to me. It just lights that little fuse inside of me, which deals with the music. Yes, Which is just that's the point. You need music that makes you feel something, and you really got this. You start rocking out to these songs, and what's the most amazing part is that we also know that they have released or announced an album for 2022. We don't know too much about this album, but if we check their Facebook, Rob had a video where he talked a little bit about this, and in the title he had tagged the band name, obviously, Clockwork Wolf and Company, and the time is the enemy. Did we get a little sneak peek of what the album is gonna be called right there? Or are they just stressed about the release? Even though we don't... Here is how I think it works. They have put a release date that they have decided, here we need to release our new album. But they haven't announced the release date yet, which I think is sad. I want something to wait on. And we don't really know how many tracks either this album is gonna have, but boy am I excited for it. Metalheads, I am very excited for this. If they will keep the same quality as they have done so far, with the tracks like we talked about, Live Your Fate, One Thing I Feared, or even from their first release, In the Sunshine is such a good track. So that is one thing with this band. They seem to be very consistent with the quality of their stuff. We don't know, that might be that they worked really hard over those 3 years to really work on the EP that they released back in 2021. But the quality of stuff is really consistent. I don't have a song with these guys that I don't like at the moment. Even the song, let's see here what it was called, Turn Off the Sun, that is a little bit of a slower track, with some more acoustic elements in it as well. Even though it's a rock track, it has some acoustic elements in it, which works really well. Once again, with that track, they have done a really good job. So yeah, I really hope that they are as consistent with their new release, which I absolutely think that they are gonna be that. But yeah, some final words about these guys. If they keep it up and stay as consistent as they have been right now, they can be just as big as they want. There aren't really any limits of how big they can be, because they do such a good job with this. Yeah, their stuff is just rocking, it's bluesy, and you just can't sit still with this. You're gonna start air drum, you're gonna start playing air guitar. Don't forget to change your air guitar strings, guys. But yeah, you just can't sit still with this. So I guess that we need to have a look and keep a lookout on their socials, which I absolutely think that you should follow, to see if they are gonna release more about their album. At the moment, they haven't. When I record this, at least. When we release this episode, it might be released more. I don't know, because these episodes are recorded about a week in advance, at least. But yeah, and also, don't forget, if you enjoy our podcast right here, don't forget to follow our socials as well. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter. Just search for Metal Verbalizer podcast, and you should find us. Because there you're gonna know. They're gonna see when we release new episodes, which we do every Tuesday. And also the cool part is that you can be the one that decides which band we're gonna talk about next. If you know about a smaller band, or a fairly newly released band that you want us to talk about, it can be a band that you have found internet randomly, or it can be a friend's band, or it can be yours band's. We would like to have a look at your stuff, absolutely, and have a review on it. If it's gonna be a more extreme metal, it's gonna be you one that takes care of it. Or if it's gonna be more classic metal or rock, I'm gonna be the one taking care of it. And yeah, if you have a band that you know of, a friend's or yours or one that you just found, send it to us because we would really like to look into it, because that's the whole purpose with this podcast, to release episodes about new and small bands. And to find those bands, it can be hard sometimes to find new bands to talk about. And we need your help with this, because otherwise we won't find some of the bands. So you awesome you that listen to it right now, you are gonna be the one that helps us if you want. But yeah, that I guess this is the end of this episode. So if you enjoy our podcast, please follow us on our socials, and I hope I see you in future episodes. Have a good one. Bye for now.